Hello. It's been a few months since I have been out here, done anything on social media. This summer I've been kind of refilling and just spending some time reading and focusing on God and so I have been just busy with family and doing the things that all of us do in the summer. But it's I sense it's time, and I just wanted to come back on again and do a quick video about something that really spoke to me this summer, and it really was something that it keeps coming back in my heart, and I keep getting reminded of it and the importance. And so I wanted to share it with all of you. I wanted to share it with my friends because in the seasons we live, in the days that we live, I feel like what I learned from these videos, and actually these videos were about dogs, I feel like can be applied to myself and to all of us. And so I wanted to start up by saying that, where I come from, and the heart from where I come from when I share things is I come from a place where I want, when I find something that is so good and is so beautiful, I want to tell people. Like if I found a good, just like you would if you found, I don't know, in the natural, a great place to visit or a great sale or whatever it is, you want to tell people because you want to bless them with what you found. And what I found, and I have found in over my life, is that I've lived far away from God, where I didn't even count myself as being in relationship with Him. I've lived many, many years sort of with Him added to my life, sort of up on the side. I had my life, but then I had my relationship with God as a checkbox, but it never impacted my life. I didn't make Him Lord, and I didn't make Him everything. And then I've lived with Him as everything. I have lived and I have discovered a place where He comes in and He grabs my whole heart and He fills my whole heart with His love to where I can feel it, and where His love begins to heal every inadequacy, every pain, every disappointment, to the point where I feel like His presence and His love overcomes anything and everything that comes at me. When I realize that there's that available to people, and that many times people don't realize that, then that's something I want to share. And so this is the framework and really the position of where I'm coming from when I share these things, because my heart's desire is to lead people from wherever they are in their knowledge of God, whether it be far away, whether it be sort of in the same room but not close. I want to lead you to Him. I want to lead you to know Him, because knowing Him is everything. And so I learned more about this from these videos that I watched this summer, and they were about dogs. They were about Kelpies. And I am not a dog person. Well, I love dogs. I love dogs. We always had dogs growing up. But we don't have dogs now, and I don't know a lot of the breeds or their temperaments, but we happened to watch a little series on Kelpie puppies, and they were bred to herd, Australian herding dogs, and they were followed through a year as they were released. This one litter was released to different trainers, and each of the little puppy brothers and sisters were followed over a year's time as they related to each of their trainers. We got to watch the temperaments of each trainer and how puppies responded, and then they were all being tested as time went along as to how they met their markers. And then after a year, all the puppies and trainers were back, and they had a little competition on which trainer and puppy did the best as a team and were able to pass all the tests. And I learned so much from this, and I just want to share it with you. We all love dogs. Everybody loves dogs and can relate to dogs. So there are just a few things I want to bring up here that just paired so well with spiritual principles, because, everything in creation can speak to a loving creator if we're just listening. The heavens declare God's glory. The mountains, the rivers, everything is speaking and teaching us about spiritual truths. Even animals, if we will listen. And so I was just watching this and really learned a few things. So I'm going to share these real quick. Number one is These puppies were purchased, and they were purchased with a great price. They were $35,000 dogs. They were priceless, or had a high price, because of their breeding. They were created and bred in such a way to do such a specific, beautiful thing. They were bought with a high price. Okay, and then these little puppies, they were sent to these owners, and they were trainers, and the owner trainers knew what was in these dogs. He knew what they were bred to do, but the puppies did not know. The puppy was just a puppy. He had no idea that inside of him was this champion herd dog that could like herd these huge animals with such skill and such ease. But it took a trainer, and a loving trainer, to bring out what was in him. Outside of a trainer, this dog would just be probably running around like every other dog, wild and non-disciplined and unable to perform what he was created to do. And so he was brought under this trainer. And what I found particularly interesting was the first thing that the trainers do is not begin to just take him on steps of training. For the first 3 months, their main goal was to Bluetooth owner to puppy, to Bluetooth in. And so it was done by the owner taking this dog everywhere together. They would ride out here, ride out there. The puppy's only job was really to receive the love of the new owner, was to receive the love, was to know that this was his one thing. This is the puppy's one thing, man. This person who purchased me, you are my main thing. In fact, the one who purchased him was called the Alpha. Now, I know that in secular terms, you know, the Alpha can have negative terms, but I want to go back to the scriptural Jesus, Alpha and Omega. He's your Alpha. He's your beginning. He is not only the beginning, but he's the beginning of you. God the Father is the Alpha. Jesus is the Alpha. He's the beginning of you, and he's the creator of you. And these puppies were purchased back to their Alpha. All right. The Alpha was the breeder. The puppy was to pair to the Alpha until they called paired. They were Bluetoothing in, and the test was, could they be paired up and stay paired up with their Alpha, even with distractions. And so these little puppies, they were held in arms, and they were like the favorite. You know, this whole pack of dogs might be on this new ranch, but this little new one was being paired. He was gonna be paired up with his Alpha. And then the test was, if this little new puppy was paired, the test was, after 3 months, we got to watch on video, was this little puppy able to keep his eyes on his Alpha, on his beginning? Was he able to keep those little eyes, his little wiggly tail, little wiggly body paired on his owner when other members of the family started walking by, when there was noises, when there was startling activities? And the puppies that passed this test got the check mark and, you know, went ahead in the competition or whatever. But this to me was huge, because these little puppies had to learn to ignore their old nature, their old, can we just say carnal nature, their puppy nature, their fleshly nature. Because a puppy, 3 to 6 months, he still wants to go chase off every squirrel, every stick, and he gets distracted, okay? But these puppies, because they were so loved, because they were so attended to, paired up, and other members of the family who were not the Alpha, who were not the creator, could distract him, there could be loud noises, and these puppies would still stay looking straight on to their Alpha. All right, and it was only after the puppies had passed the test to Bluetooth in and pair did they then go in to be fully trained, to be successful, to do what they were created to do. They were created to herd. Once they were paired, they would fix their eyes not only on what their Alpha was saying, but the best ones, the best trainers with the dogs, the trainer said, you know, the dog isn't even always paying attention to my words as much as my mannerisms and my tone and all the nuances. Because the dog knew me so well, this little puppy would watch just all the different mannerisms of what was going on. And so after the pairing, after the pairing, after the time, after the love, after the puppy's heart was totally won over, then the gifts began to come out. Then this puppy began to excel. Only after pairing did the gifts become magnified. And this spoke to me so much because all of us, all of us have this beautiful, created, given to us gifts and talents that are designed to be a blessing to everybody around you and to the world. You're created like nobody else, okay? But it will only function at 100% in its best when it's paired with the one who created you to be. I'm going to bring up a little bit of science in here because I'm that kind of a person, but I read Carolyn Leaf. I read some of these studies now on entanglement and quantum and this kind of thing. And did you know that your internal functioning, the framework of your brain and your internal whole system is wired, you are wired to work under the atmosphere of love. If you are afraid, if you are traumatized, if you're anxious, if you are wounded and hurt and living under these things, unforgiveness, everything is out of it doesn't flow and it doesn't work well. Let me just put it in, I can't say it better than Carolyn Leaf said it. She said, when we are staying in the love zone, when we are in an atmosphere of love, and we are choosing to stay in forgiveness and just yielded to love, God is love himself. When we are paired up and yielded to love, she said, it's like everything in your body becomes under the orchestration of an orchestra conductor. She said, when we have shifted out of love and peace and we are all of a sudden in fear, unforgiveness, and anger, she said, everything in your brain begins to refire. It's not all firing together and thinking clearly like an orchestra under a conductor. And when you're in fear, everything begins. It's like when an orchestra is warming up and every instrument's playing on its own. There's no conductor. You are designed to be under the conductor of love, and nobody can love you like your God can love you. Nobody, no human can love you like you are designed to be loved, quite frankly. And that is why God says, come to me with all of your needs. Come to me with all of your burdens. I want to show you the height, breadth, length, and depth of my love. I want you to pair to me and pair to my love. Pair so that a lot of the things in the world cannot move you and distract you. Can I just say that the enemy has nothing on you except to the amount that you let him distract you? That your gifts and talents and who you're created to be, who you are meant to be, is meant to be functioning in the atmosphere of love. Okay? God himself has purchased you back if you've accepted Jesus' sacrifice for you. If you haven't, simply bow your head and pray a prayer and say, Lord, I'm so sorry for my sins. I'm so sorry. I live far away from you. I'm done with that, and I'm ready to pair back up with the one who created me and who loved me. My Alpha. You are created. You know that. The world is going to tell you all kinds of things. The Bible says the foolishness, the wisdom of this world, all of their ideas about how things came to be is foolishness to God. What we need to do is to get paired back up with who created us. Say, I just lay it all down. I just want to come back into my orchestra conductor, which is my Father God, my Alpha, and allow him to conduct my life. You will begin to experience your very best life. Your very best life is not choosing to be your own you. Your very best life is to fall under the conductor of the one who created you. And you know how I do this is spelled time, Time. It's spelled reading my Bible. It's spelled just going by myself and praying and receiving the love that he has for me and reprogramming and Bluetoothing into the truth and not into all the lies and the chaos. The spirit realm is real. All you have to do is do any bit of research, and you know that there's two sides, there's two kingdoms. There's one that's evil, and anything that has fear around it, anxiety, fear-based, that's the enemy's kingdom. There's Satan. Anything that's love-based, beautiful, pure, that's God. Okay, you can Bluetooth into either one at any time. Quite frankly, it doesn't really matter. I can be a Christian, give my life to God, and I can spend 95% of my time unpaired to God and Bluetooth to the world. And my unction to do this video is it's probably stronger now because I really feel like unless we're really close to God in these days that we're walking in, the amount of deception, the amount of voices that are available to us, wanting to pull your Bluetooth away from the truth and put you on, well, this YouTuber says this or this influencer says that, is so strong. Every singer out there, every secular singer, some of these, they have a message and they're trying to Bluetooth you into their message. You need to be discerning in these days. And the way that you're discerning is to be focused on God, focused on His Word, Bluetooth into God. You can discern what's wrong. You can discern what's not true once you finally have Bluetoothed in and you know the one who created you. There's scriptures in the Bible that talk about, remain in me, my love, remain in my love, abide in the vine. I am the vine, you are the branches. Set your mind on the spirit, not on the flesh. These words, abide, remain, set, they're all saying the same thing. Let me bring it into the language of today, which is Bluetooth in, pair, stay paired, stay set, stay focused. You can do that into your life at the same time. You have the ability in your heart. It's your spiritual tuner. You have natural eyes and ears, which are here to pick up from the outside. But at the same time, you are a dual being. You are a natural being. You also have these spiritual senses inside of your heart. You have eyes that see, you have ears that hear, and they are picking up at the same time. So you literally are built with two tuners. And we just have to focus in on, even though we're living here in this world, we need to stay tuned in to what the Bible has been saying to us, to what our mind has been renewed to as the truth from reading our Bible, to what the Spirit is saying with our heart. So we need to keep Bluetoothed in to what the Spirit is saying and learn to not be distracted with what the enemy is doing. Okay, so that is really where what I wanted to share today. The discernment is absolutely necessary for the days we live in. My desire for each one of us is to walk in high levels of discernment, of ability to rightly divide what's coming at us, whether this is true or whether it's deception and not true. I don't want any of us to be deceived. I don't want any of us to fall into deception. I want us all to stay in the light and in the truth. So it's work. There is a bit of work. There's if you want to learn a language, if you want to get to know a culture and a people, it's called immersion. You go and you spend 2-3 months and you only do that. You only listen to the language. If you want to learn a language really fast, you immerse yourself in it. Let me just tell you, if you want to get close to God and you want to begin to Bluetooth into Him, it's like those puppies. You immerse yourself for a series of time. You immerse yourself. Turn the rest off. Your receiver will only be as fine-tuned as the amount you choose to spend with the receiver you want to be fine-tuned to. I pretty much shut off a lot of other stuff, a lot of other good stuff, in order to stay fine-tuned to the one who I need to be tuned into in these days. Okay? Okay. I love y'all. Visit my Facebook group, Abiding in the Vine. I'm going to start putting videos there again. If I haven't posted there in a while, so you may want to go over there and just like something, a video or a post, so that you can get notifications again. But I'm going to end here, and God bless you guys. Thank you. Bye-bye.